Yeah, well, we've got a healthier dessert for you with a fall twist, thanks to our dietetic interns from UW Green Bay. And we say good morning to Katie and Tori. Good morning, ladies.
Good morning.
I was walking around yesterday with my best MasterChef accent saying, we're making pumpkin panna cotta. So what is panna cotta?
So panna cotta is essentially, it's kind of like a yogurt-based, like a moussey dessert. It's very fluffy if you think of kind of like a whipped yogurt.
Oh, very good.
And we're upping the nutritional factor by adding fresh fruit on the top of it. Let's get started on it's a pear topping.
It is. So what we'll use is we'll actually have a pear. We're going to use, cut the pears. We're going to cut the center out of it as well and then dice it up.
And you mentioned this is a good use for those pears that have kind of started to get a little brown, a little soft.
Yes, because with them being softer, they'll caramelize well. What we'll go ahead and do then, we're actually going to dump the this is a Benacol. So what Benacol is it is a, it's kind of like a butter, but it has plant channels in it, so it's great for your cholesterol.
Where do we find that in the grocery store? Buy butter?
Yes, it's over in the butter area.
Could you say the name of that again?
It's called Benacol.
Benacol. Okay, I've never heard of that before.
So we are going to heat the butter or the Benacol until it starts to sizzle. Once it starts to sizzle, then we can add in the pear, as well as we have some honey and some cinnamon that we'll caramelize it with.
Okay, so while you're doing that, we're going to start the actual panna cotta here, and we're going to let you, but you started that one because it takes a little longer than this part, right?
Yes, this is actually the second step of the process.
Okay, so let's move on to the first step. And Tori, what are our main ingredients in the panna cotta here?
Our main ingredients are skim milk, and we have pumpkin puree, and we have Greek yogurt, and then just some spices and flavoring.
All right, well, let's get started.
Yeah, right away we're going to add, this is plain unflavored gelatin, and we're just going to add it straight to the skim milk.
Okay.
And mix that up. And that's going to give us the fluffy, light flavor, the moussiness.
Okay, sure.
And we just let that sit for a bit. And then we go straight into the pumpkin. And we're just going to add that to the heated, about medium heat pan.
Okay.
And just to heat it up, we're not trying to boil it or anything crazy.
Okay.
Like
And we're buying straight pumpkin, not the stuff with the spices already in it for like pie filling, right? Because I've made that mistake before. Okay.
And if you think of plain pureed pumpkin, think of orange vegetables, think of vitamin A and vitamin E.
Oh, sure.
Those are really plentiful in these orange type vegetables.
And did you just put maple syrup in there?
Yeah, that was maple syrup, and that we're using instead of plain white sugar, so it's kind of a natural sugar. It's less refined.
Yeah. Okay.
And then we're going straight into the spices. So this is cinnamon and nutmeg. So these are the pumpkin spice flavors.
Sure.
Which are great because they're calorie free and they just taste amazing.
Okay.
So always a good option.
All right, so we've gotten that warmed up. What are we going to add next?
So we will add our Greek yogurt. So this is plain, non-fat Greek yogurt.
Okay.
Really high in protein, high in calcium. And then this will have been sitting for about 5 minutes.
Sure.
But
in non-TD land.
Right? Yeah.
Right.
So we add this as well. So now we have all of our ingredients added.
And how long do we sit and mix that? Just until it's all warm, or?
Right. So this should only take maybe 5 minutes. You really mix it up and like make sure it's a smooth, even color, even texture.
Okay.
And after that's all done, it should look more smooth than this. But
Sure. Well, again, the constraints of TV. Yes.
Right. So once this is all kind of a uniform color, we just portion it out, and this is your main panna cotta base.
Okay.
So we'll portion it out into these types of glasses.
Well, here, Malene, I'm going to give you a, whoops.
And we'll let that chill for about 3 hours or overnight or whatever you want, and then you top it with the fresh pears.
So a great thing about the fresh pears is that there's actually a high dose of vitamin C in there for you. As well, we left the skins on them when we caramelize them because it'll give you an added dose of fiber.
And Katie, you said something interesting too. The more ripe the pears are, the less time they need to spend in the pan.
Right, because if you have them where they're a little less ripe, they're going to take a little longer to soften up. So being able to just kind of cook them until they're caramelized, and then they'll be a little softer.
This is really good.
I never eat the crust on the pumpkin pie, and this is just like the best part of it. It's really tasty, you guys.
Now, I like the crust, but this is a good, healthier substitute.
Oh, yeah.
All right, and we can count on our dietetic interns from UW Green Bay for giving us all the, I love that they're like, okay, this is for vitamin A, this is for vitamin C. So we will have that recipe that they shared with us this morning at wearegreenbay.com/local5live.
Cheers to fall.